This isn't recency bias talking. The 21st century has given us some pretty great horror films. Sure, the last millennium was rather awesome, too, with the Universal monsters Dracula, Frankenstein and friends, villains like Jason Voorhees and Leatherface, Alfred Hitchcock's seminal Psycho shower scene, and every dread-filled minute of The Exorcist. All helped create and elevate an entire genre of neato scary movies, but horror flicks since 2001 have been revolutionary in their own way, using technology and modern issues to examine the darker sides of humanity. The internet gives us more opportunity to be exposed to noteworthy terrors from other countries. And especially recently, there's been an artful bent to horror that allows newer filmmakers such as Jordan Peele, Get Out, and Ari Aster, Hereditary, to make vital and important films that may also leave you in a fetal position. Because Halloween is upon us and you might be in the need of a good freakout, here are the 75 best horror films of this century, definitively ranked. And if you don't see your favorite here, just assume it's no. 76. Join our watch party. Sign up to receive USA Today's movie and TV recommendations right in your inbox. Need a break? Play the USA Today Daily Crossword Puzzle. Samara Weaving is the cool babysitter who always has a bullied tween boy's back. That is, until he accidentally witnesses her demonic cult of high schoolers engage in a blood sacrifice in his living room in the Netflix horror comedy. 74. The Blackcoat's Daughter, 2015. Longlegs, director Osgood Perkins, the son of Psycho horror icon Anthony Perkins, crafts this dark and twisty narrative revolving around two boarding school girls, Lucy Boynton and Kiernan Shipka, and escapee Emma Roberts, from a mental asylum and the murderous demon that connects them all. 73. I Trapped the Devil, 2019. A Christmas visit between two brothers turns dark and surreal when one says he's got a man locked in his basement and claims the dude is the devil. Fun fact: This Is Us star Chris Sullivan is the voice of the guy downstairs in this moody creep show. 72. The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster, 2023. Frankenstein is alive again in this fantastic modernization about a gifted teen girl, Laya Delian Hayes, who brings her big brother back to life after he's gunned down in a gang shooting. Obviously, to a monstrous degree. 71. The Guest, 2014. In this thriller with a rad 80s vibe, Dan Stevens plays a charismatic soldier who shows up on a family's doorstep claiming to be the best friend of their son who died in Afghanistan, and Micah Monroe is the grieving sister who has reason to be skeptical. 70. The Mist, 2007. How do you make a Stephen King novella even more bleak? Put it in the hands of director Frank Darabont, who adapts the story of small-town Maine folks stuck in a supermarket thanks to a mysterious mist and monstrous hidden creatures. 69. The Lighthouse, 2019. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson play a pair of 19th-century New England lighthouse keepers stranded on a remote island by a storm. Come for the unraveling of manly sanities, stay for Dafoe's farts and a scene-stealing seagull. 68. It Comes at Night, 2017. The pitch-black psychological thriller centers on survivalists hunkered down in the woods to avoid a deadly virus. They take in a family needing help and that uneasy alliance devolves. Just have Ted Lasso on hand for a pick-me-up afterward. 67. Hush, 2016. In this mix of home invasion terror and slasher picture, Kate Siegel puts a different spin on the usual horror heroine as an author unable to hear or speak but who has plenty of gumption when she's stalked in her home by a masked killer. 66. Deathgasm, 2015.